All right, so this is a watch list for June 2nd of 2023. Doing this live on Discord. For those of you who are interested in joining, feel free to join the server. And if we get enough people, I will continue to do this every morning if time permits. Um, Nothing fancy. Get in, grab my cup of coffee here, and I'm looking at the indices, and you can see that we are still moving higher within the market. Um, just incredible the kind of move that we have had. But when you look at this on bigger time frames, you can see that the Dow right now is trying to regain the 10-day moving average of 331.13, and we have gapped up now above that 332.40. That doesn't mean that we will hold it. It just means that at the moment they are trying to get this thing back above the 10. Now, let's take a look at the Russell IWM, same thing. We're trying to gap up above 175.98. And if we can do that, our very first target will be 177.55. So if you just trade an index, go ahead and put an alert right here for yourself. Just to kind of give you an idea if we're headed higher or not. The Dow, you could do the same thing. Uh, Previous high on this one though is 336.45. Dow has a little bit of room to run versus IWM has a smaller target. Let's look at the Qs because the Qs have been the strongest out of all this, and they definitely have shown some leadership towards the market going higher. Right now, the Qs are currently 19 days above the 10-day moving average, or since the last recross. And so, for some of you who like to simplify things, let's just trade the TQQ index here. If I can type this morning, the TQQQ index. And right here, you would have gotten in, and as long as it's above the 10, you would have stayed in. So here you would have been shaken out, but the moment we gapped back up, you would have been back in. So just on this move alone from 31.72, you would have gone all the way to target here to 36.73. What is that, a $5 move? That's pretty good, right? And you can see that we're slowly working our way back to the top here of 39.43. Beautiful sell here to the left, consolidation to the right, and now we're just working our way back up to this area. Let's see, that was in 8/15 of last year. So yeah, about a year's worth of crap right here. Very, very choppy. And now we're finally starting to move up. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY, same story, right? Huge sell off, attempt to rally, sell off, and now we're just working our way back up here to this same area. Same time frame, right? 8/15, 8/16, somewhere in there. Um, yeah, this has been a nice choppy move. Up, down, up, down, and hopefully now we can go back up here and get to this area. All right, so let's take a look at some stocks. If you had a chance to review the watch list video from yesterday, you know that several of them did very well and some didn't. And that's just how the market moves. You're not going to nail every one of them. And if you do, good for you. That's very, very uncommon. You're always going to have those that move with the market and those that do not. So take the opportunity to review the watch list and see what is working and what isn't. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to know that some of the ones that did not work were sector related. All right, so let's go through this as fast as we can. When I do a watch list here, I'm looking for stocks that are showing strength in a bullish market right now because we are in an uptrend. At least for the Qs, we are. That's pretty obvious. I would imagine sooner or later we're going to come back down here with the Qs and kiss this 10-day moving average. But until we do that, you just trade what you see. And if we pull this all the way back on a 2-year chart here for the Qs, you can see that we are trying to get back up in here and take this gap out and then possibly get back up to this 371.94 area. And if we get really moving here, we could get up to here and then up here and back up to here. But at the moment, if we draw this back from the very top to the very bottom, you can see we are well above the 50%. And I really believe as long as we stay above the 50% retracement here, we are reversing and headed higher. That's my opinion. I don't think that'll change a whole lot. But what I'll do is set an alert right here to let me know that if we cross below this threshold, that we are going lower. Okay. And I always like to put my little custom sounds on this. And this is my bomb. So for those of you who hear the bombs go off, that means we're going lower. All right, let's get to the stocks because we've got a lot of these. Let's just go through these as fast as we can. Let me change this to a 1 day, or sorry, 1 year. My brain is still waking up. Full time frame continuity, but I'm not touching this one. AA still breaking down, trying to come back up. If we're truly moving up higher, you should be looking at bullish breakouts, right, rather than shorts. And the shorts they won't work right now. I'm short T right now, and I can tell you, if we continue to move up today, I'll cover it because it's not even worth going against the grain. Apple kind of fooled some people. We had a shooter going into the day, and everyone stepped in and they bought Apple, and now we're gapping up and we're going higher. Let's pull this back on a 2-year just to get an idea of where Apple is at the moment. And you can see that we've got this target right here that we already hit. And now we just kind of paused. And that one is all the way back from March 30th. And then we have this far left one right there. Strong move, strong company, especially during some difficult times. But look at this move. Run, rest, run, rest, run, rest, run, rest, run, rest, run, rest, run. Enough said. Go back to the 1 year again. So for Apple, we're waiting for the rest again before we run. So just keep trading Apple. There's actually a member in the group who has been, I think that's her favorite stock to trade is Apple. And she just takes advantage of the run, rest, run that we continue to talk about. Airbnb, this was a really good move. We had a member in the group mention this yesterday, and what a phenomenal move. Right off support and right up to that 1.4 or 13.50 area. I was short this stock the day before and quickly covered once it hit that support and the market started to bounce. And what I should have done is put on a different hat and taken the opposite trade right back up. Very, very nice chart. Still has room to run. If you look at this, this is the magnitude up here. This is the previous high. But if you wanted to, you could definitely take money along the way right there, which, look at where price closed. And you could take money right here. And then you also have this gap right here. When the market moves, it moves quickly. And right now, you're starting to see a lot of these reverse and try to go higher. This is a good one. This is one you want to put on your watch list. It would be a 222 continuation going into today. So be aware of that. So what you'll want to do is try to time an entry on the 65 or 130. Um, or if you're patient, wait for it to set back up on the daily because it will. Because right now, technically, we could go 2-2 reversal as well. I don't think we'll do that, but you never know. I'll set an alert here for 109.11 just in case. And if that does happen, I'll trade it back down to the 10-day moving average. So that one is in there. ABR, really like this one. Like how we broke out, we consolidated, we rested, and now we're getting ready to break back out. I will set an alert for this one. This is a very, very thin stock. Very thin stock. But for some reason, I enjoy trading it. Normally, I like to trade stocks that trade over 1 million shares, but this one has just been a fun one. I've been in this one several times. AEO, no, no, no. AI, this was on the watch list yesterday, and you can see how they gapped this thing down. And man, did they smack some people around. They paused it, and then they filled the gap. They broke the 10 on it, and then they brought it right back up. For those of you who follow Kang or um, Doji Boy, I believe his name is, or no, God, who is it? Either which way, he trades nothing but dojis. His name will come back to me later. Uh, Maybe for those of you who are sitting in know it. But you know what I'm getting at. This is a nice little doji here. I won't play this one. Let's look here. AMD is an interesting one set up today for the 2-2 reversal. And so 121.28 above that will trigger the move back up. So this will be the run, the rest, and then hopefully the run back up to here, right? AMD looking good. Really like this one. You can see that if we continue higher, we have the potential to go 2 up for the year. We're already in a 2-2 continuation on the quarter. And then it's just a matter of do we get outside this range for the month or do we just sit here for a while and go inside? We'll see. We'll see. AMD looking good. Amazon, as many of you know, I'm still in Amazon. Had a few people ask me, well, why didn't you just take the money out of Amazon? Because you hit target. Well, I have different accounts. I have cash accounts and I have long-term accounts. And right now, let's just break down Amazon. Amazon is very, very unique in the sense that if you look at the big picture, which I'm always trying to stress to people, you can see that right now, oops, if I can draw here, but right now, Amazon is in what? Full time frame continuity to the upside. And if you look at it, we've got this beautiful, man, my mouse is not working. There we go. We've got this run, we've got the rest, we got the run, and then what did we do here? We rested, we ran, and then we rested. And I'm looking for it to run and hit this gap, or possibly just continue the run up and hit this gap, or this target, or this target. Very, very good looking chart because if you remember when we were breaking down Apple, we had this left side, we had the consolidation, and now we're working on this right side back up. William O'Neill teaches this. This is a cup with handle pattern, and sometimes it just takes a while, but it is true. and that is every stock, every good stock will have a left side of consolidation phase and then a right side where it moves higher. Let's go to ARMK. ARMK, what's it doing? We ran, we rested, and now we're just resting here. I would want to know if and when this thing breaks 40.09 and get into this thing long. So I'll set an alert. Um, Someone else asked me the other day. So a month ago, you were telling us that breakouts were failing, and now breakouts are working. Why? And my answer for that is because the market has a tendency to catch a lot of people off guard, and you have to know the conditions that you're trading in. And so, what happens with the common trader is that we develop this mindset that what worked will continue to work always, and that doesn't happen. A lot of times, what will happen is what works will stop working, and if you don't adapt to it and you continue to impose your will upon the market is going to humble you and do the opposite. And so you have to learn that when breakouts aren't working, that you have to sell your position and you have to trade it back down. And then once it hits the target at the bottom, you've got to change your mindset to, okay, this is where people normally start to buy. You got to flip the psychology of it. But the difference now is that breakouts are working again. And I hope you see that because they are moving. All right, let's keep moving. No, good example of how ASC was trying to break down here, and then buyers are trying to bring it back up. ASO, yeah, just keeps running to the downside. Um, just imagine had you bought one put right here. I don't know what that contract would be worth right now, but it would be worth a lot. ATVI, you can see ATVI try to get up into the gap here because that's what this is. Big old gap right there, right? And it's slowly starting to make progress to the upside. Once it's in the gap, I know people who will just sit here and try to ride the full length of this gap. It tried to go higher yesterday and it got smacked right back down. So keep an eye on ATVI because we are now set up for a 2-2 reversal, right? Below 80, you want to know about that. So let's replace our alert to 80. And we will add this to the watch list. BA, not doing a whole lot, just consolidating. It did take out this previous high right here. And then it sold off. Amazing how that works. BAC tried to go lower and buyers stepped in. If anything, you want to move this lower here. And now we are set up for a 2-2 reversal to the upside. So 27.98 is a good place to set an alert. So we will set an alert for 27.98. And my rockets will hopefully go off here. If it continues lower, I'm not even interested in it. Not even interested in it. Best Buy tried to go lower yesterday and it put a nice hammer in. So Best Buy, you want to put an alert for 73.20. Really nice magnitude on this as well. The magnitude on this trade is right here, previous high, 76. $3 move, I would take that. And then right here's your low. So It's right in the middle right now. We're just waiting for the strat to tell us to take it higher or to trade it lower. Biddy, Bido, those are the ETFs for Bitcoin. Bitcoin not doing a whole lot, but if you told me to take a position right now, guess what I would take? I would take Bido back up to previous high right there. But it looks like it wants to come down here too. Uh, I would just wait. But look at how they shook these people out. Down and then up and then right back down. BKD, cheaper stock, just cannot get above the 10 here. This one looks like it's good for a gap fill. So if you're fairly new to trading and you are trying to work on your emotional state, this would be a good one. BKR, this one I took yesterday because it was a 2-2 reversal, and I took it right here, right at this trigger, and I took it all the way back up to here. Um, could have taken it to this point right here, but you know what? When you get a nice big green candle like this, I just take the money. I can always get back in, but I also know too that I do not need to catch this entire move. Is it nice? Yeah, it's nice. You can beat your chest and say, I caught this whole move, right? But it also can go right back down. So I'm good with taking 27.63 to 28.73, a dollar move and a 20 some dollar stock. I'm good with that. Bull lower, BR, just consolidating. Big boy stock, Berkshire. I love how this thing is consolidating and it is getting ready to challenge the 10-day. If you wanted to take this trade right now at 323.22, you could try to squeeze a dollar and a half back up to the 10, watch the reaction, and then possibly trade it back up to here. Because this is your broadening formation right here as well. Big picture, broadening formation is right there. Like that one too. I'm going to try to focus on some of the more affordable ones. Seems like the majority of the people that I work with, they have smaller bank accounts, and I totally get that and I respect that because I used to have a really small bank account too. BSX, you can see how we're just consolidating here, holding this level of support. We did trigger, so let's see if BSX can continue up higher. I'll put this one on here. Just keep in mind that this would be a 222 continuation. Beyond, I just need to take that one off. ConAgra, you can see ConAgra tried to retake the 10 yesterday, and it got smacked right there. I was long on this day, and it sold off, and then the next day it started to work, and then of course the next day it worked. But that's trading. Sometimes you don't get what you want. Cat is an inside day. We'll want to watch this. I'll let you set the alerts just to speed this up because this video is getting pretty long and we haven't really done a whole lot other than go through the C's yet. CF, no. Chewy's going to be interesting. This is a nice shooter. Add this one to your watch list. The week is strong, but we are right at the top of this broadening formation. I'm going to move this up right here. And since I am here, I am going to set an alert at 35.23. Chewy. CLF trying to hold that level of support. Comcast is one we talked about the other day. This one tried to go lower. At the moment, it's just consolidating. Put it on a nice 3 bar yesterday. So if this one breaks 38.68, you want to be in this one. there. And I'll add this to the watch list. Again, with the market moving higher, shorts probably aren't going to work, but it's always nice to have them on your watch list just in case we reverse. Coin, you can see yesterday went to previous high here. For those of you who traded at the previous high, congrats. Nice move all the way from here to there. Costco is just sitting right here at resistance, waiting for the opportunity to explode. If it does, you can expect this thing to go here. But look at that. Every time it's tried to go down, had an inside day yesterday, it triggered, and then buyers immediately stepped in and brought this back up. That's kind of what it would look like right now. And by the way, this is your broadening formation right there. So if we get up above here, it could go up higher, much higher. Crowd, look at Crowd, reported earnings. They sold it off and then they bought it right back up. Bunch of dogs. Cisco hit target, filled the gap after earnings. CSX still looks like it is in a downtrend. CTVA, ugly. Carvana was a great trade yesterday. We talked about this, how we have the run, rest, run, and we ran, we rested, and then we ran again to this target. And it looks like today we are going to gap up again to 1653 and possibly take out this high. And if we do it, and if we have energy in the market, I will try to jump back into this on a 65 and trade this back up to 2025. I will add this to my watch list. Great trade though. For those of you who have followed, I actually traded this from here to up here, took the money, debated whether or not I should, actually told members of the group I think I want to trade it up to here, and then I realized that that's not leading by example, so I took the money because we gapped down the next day, and then we went 2 down, and they kind of stuck it right here or paused it, and then followed through the next day, and I got back in right, geez, where was it, 15, I got in right in this area. I was late to the party on this one, but I still managed to get a really nice trade out of it. And I took that trade because there was so much energy in the market. And you've got to learn how to breathe the market in that area. Great trade. We'll see what happens. Highly, highly shorted stock. That's like lighting a fuse. Just asking for problems. CVS looks good here. If CVS can get above this $70 range, I like this. Gonna add this to my watch list. Keep in mind it could also reverse and go right back down, but we'll see what happens there. Dash is just consolidating here. If Dash can get going, we have a gap right here to fill. So with a setup like this, I'll just put an alert right here just to get me to look at it. So that's what it has to do. It either has to do that or we have to go 2-2 reversal back down, which it could at 64.59. And then if that's the case, I'm going to try to shoot it back down to this previous low. Not a lot of room there. DD, inside day, just pausing. Looks like we want to get back up to this gap. I've been in this one a few times too because we had the run, the rest, the run, the rest, and so maybe today we get the run again. Excuse me. If we do, I want to know about this, so I will set an alert for this one too. man, we gotta speed this up. D dog, right at resistance, get through or pull back. Do one of the two. You can see yesterday we put in a nice 3 bar. If someone asked me to take the trade here or told me to take it, I would set this to go short 91.65, and then I would just try to trade this back down until the strat told me to get out. So there's that one. Deer setting up for 2-2 reversal or 2-2 continuation. Disney just looks sick. DraftKings just consolidating. If we get past this consolidation phase, which we triggered yesterday, by the way, that would that would be your target. The trigger on this yesterday was 23.49. I hope you guys took it because that was a nice move too. Nice dollar move. Dick's Sporting Good, not participating. If anything, it looks like it wants to go lower. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. Man, this one has kind of been on my list all year. And let me explain why. If I can get past me not being able to use the mouse. Uh, so going into the year, I looked at this one, and this was a 2-2 continuation. And then we kind of had a shooter here. And so I've been watching this one to see if, first of all, we can go 2-2-2 continuation, or if we trigger this low right here. And at the moment, you can see that we triggered on the quarter already. This is a 3 bar. And so if I traded this, first of all, I would set an alert right here to let me know that I'm wrong if I'm short. But on a bigger time frame, for a lot of the people who tell me they don't have time to watch the charts and they just don't feel comfortable, this is a trade where you could just trade this off of a bigger time frame, and you could put your line in the sand right here, and just put your stop right here at 135 and risk the $5 per share. And let's just say you do that on 5 shares or 1 share even. I mean, you have the potential to get back down to here. You're not risking a whole lot. That's my point. But your risk to reward on this is so much greater. And you could even try to trade it back down to here, right? You could create your OCO bracket right here and see if you can get back down to there. I like Dollar Tree long term. You can see that it gave us a nice little pause right here, and then it just shot all the way down. Big picture trade. It'll set back up. It always does. Elf. Elf is incredible. 2-2 reversal right to the upside again. And buyer showed up right here, right? And now we're going to work on taking out this previous high. Full time frame continuity. This is one that you just want to get into over and over again. It'll set back up. Consolidating, selling off. Ford right to resistance back down, but now we're set up for the 2-2 reversal. So if Ford takes out 12.18 today, which is at 12.19, 12.20, guess what? Buy some Ford. Just let it go. This will be on my watch list. Consolidating, ugly, ugly. Flex is consolidating nicely so far. Inside day, in my opinion, it needs more time. It's had a huge run of 19 days above the 10. I'd like to see it work off some of this and then possibly get back into this one. Looks good though. Flow, Flower Foods. Nope. GoDaddy finally got through that resistance, and look at it go. It smoked to the upside yesterday. Had a 3 signal right here. Hopefully you guys took this at 73.72 and it just smoked. This is the next target right there. So if anything you want to watch it, just consolidate here above this line and then set up and run again. Gold had a nice day. Gapping up, could follow through. GE, enough said about GE. Buyers still there, full time frame continuity. GIS, weak as hell. Still can't get above that 10. Set up for a 2-2 reversal. This one's going on my watch list. GM, another one that I like to trade. Just choppy action right now. Not interested in it. Google is still trying to hold the 10-day moving average, and if they're going to move this, they need to do it soon. Still looks good. GT, I was short GT and hit target on this. Nice trade. Love how they gap this stuff up and then they get everyone to join the party and then they pull the rug out from under them. Not once, but twice. Hal's trying to reverse. Hasbro, no. Haynes brand, this is in my long-term account. Really like the consolidation here. And I think once the economy and things start to improve, people will jump into this play. This one got beat up because they suspended the dividend, but once things improve, I think you'll see this one move in the long-term account. We'll see. I could be wrong too, and it could go bankrupt. Hims, not doing so hot. HPE, this is another long-term play that I like. Sell a lot of their product because you guys know I'm an IT professional. I think it's one of the most undervalued stocks out there, but that's my opinion, and that doesn't matter because today it is set up for a 2-2 reversal, right? A 2-2 reversal. The setup is what matters, and so if this one actually sells off, I will look to trade this one down. It's really hard to get past your opinion as a trader and your bias, but sooner or later, after you get smacked around a few million times, you will get past that. HPQ paused. This is a good one to watch today. Just reported earnings. H&R Block looks weak. Hertz, I'm in this one long term as well because I like the consolidation. I think as people travel more, this one will be good long term. I could be wrong about this one too. IBM, hate this company. Always have, always will. But every time there's an opportunity to make money in it, I take it. This one is extended for me. I will not touch it. Indy, just trying to get past that resistance. INMD reversed. That is good. That triggered yesterday. Intel inside day. Put it on your watch list. Intel is one of my favorite ones to trade, along with Ford and GM. Liquid as hell, and they move. Johnson and Johnson just can't get going. A lot of chop in some of these guys. Key looks like it could do a 2-2 reversal here. In my opinion, still needs time. Needs to either knock out this high or knock out this low right here. Not ready yet. CarMax, inside day, just waiting to report earnings. Coke, this is another one we talked about in the group. This thing lost its fizz a long time ago. Would have been great to grab some option contracts right there to buy the put when it lost to 10. You would be up a ton on these contracts. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. KR, same thing. A lot of the defensive stocks that they were running into, they are now getting rid of because the market is doing better. Lending Tree, no. Levi's is still headed lower. Oh, let's see. What do we have? Lulu. Look at how they dumped Lulu in the earnings, and now they're going to bring it right back up. The 376. Just amazing how they do that. Almost filled the gap. LVS still holding that level of support. Lift into the gap, but it would have to set up again before I would take it to try to fill the gap. M is sick. No. Mickey D's is trying to reverse here. A few billion people can't be wrong, right? We'll see on that one. Meta, extremely extended. Extremely extended. I got a buddy who got into this thing at 93, and he just reminds me every day how much money he's making in this trade long term. I got into it at the same time, and I took my money too soon. He's just riding this thing all the way up, and I believe his exact words to me, the big picture tells me that there's a lot of money to be made in this trade, and boy was he right. Lots of money to be made. MGM breaking down. 3M still breaking down. Yuck. Marvel is one that was brought to my attention yesterday. Really like this one. Inside day. Tech is still moving. We'll see if they continue to move it lower or if they move it higher. I'm going to set an alert right here. And at the moment, they are gapping this up to 62.35, which would trigger 62.11. So at the moment, it looks like they want to move this back up. This is the run, the rest, and then hopefully the run back up to here. You just got to learn how to sit in these trades. And if you can get this thing to trigger today and run the 68, I think the majority of you would take the move. That's a nice payday. MS just sitting on this level of support. Sooner or later, they're going to have to make a decision. Inside day, add this one to your list. Microsoft trying to go 2-2 reversal and take out the previous high. Not even interested in this one. Micron, pause, inside day, add this one to your list. Look at net, how extended this thing is too. Netflix, we talked about this the day before. A guy in the group was trying to understand the inside day trade, and this was one that came up, and I said, let's watch Netflix. And sure enough, Netflix not only triggered, but it also ran to target. Thank you, Netflix. And by the way, you should give me a free lifetime subscription. Just kidding. Neo is trying to hold this level of support and bounce. Nike, yuck. Just dump it. Let's see. NetApp reported earnings and is moving higher. Filled the gap. Look at this thing. Came right here. We filled the gap. And I hate NetApp about as much as I hate IBM. And I know that's a strong thing to say, but I have history with these companies. And so I will look for a reversal on this one. And if I get it, I will sit in this one and ride it all the way down or until the strat tells me not to be in it anymore. NVIDIA, nice pause, inside day. Beautiful, beautiful action. Gosh. Add this one to your list. Looks like we're going to gap up. Trigger on this one is 450. We're going to trigger into this trade. Don't FOMO into it. Wait for it to set up on the 65 and give you entry. That's what I'm going to do. It will set up. What do you mean by that, Phil? This is what I mean. Get your 65-minute chart right here. Oops. Let me get back out here. And wait for this thing to set up. Here's the setup to the downside. Here's the 2-2 reversal to the upside. And it's going to set up again and let you know when and if it's ready. Gotta be patient, people. Gotta be patient. Open is a cheaper one. This one looks like it wants to gap a little bit. This is a good one for the people who have smaller bank accounts. See if you can execute the strat perfectly on this. And the target on this would be previous high 278. This was the entry right here, 2-2 reversal. So you'd be at 40 cents on this trade. PDD, just when you thought we were going lower, we're reversing and smacking everyone. Pfizer is a good one today. This one is pausing as well. Put this on your watch list. Inside day. Pins is pulling back. Nice run. This is the rest. And today, let's see if we get the actual run in this. Your trigger is 23.83, roughly. Add this one to your watch list. Like this one. Hopefully it'll work. PLTR, I can't say enough about this trade. Taken my money in this twice now. Just a beautiful, beautiful chart. Full time frame continuity, and this thing wants to go higher. Do not chase this. Let me say that again. Do not chase this. Let it set up. Let it come back to the 10. Plug is ugly. Pure Storage, look at this one. They blew all the shorts right out of the water. Right after earnings, they paused it before earnings, and then the day after, they just launched this thing out of a cannon. For those of you who don't know, Pure Storage is a storage company in IT. I've used their products. Not a bad product. Not shocked by this move at all. This is one that you should have had in your $100 condo or your condo long term. PayPal took this trade yesterday, got out as soon as it hit target. Roblox, same thing. Previous high was hit, get out of it. Rig, trying to reverse. So if you're trading rig, this is a good one to learn on too. This is your previous high. We triggered into this trade right here at $6. Here's your level of support right there. You also have that level right there. But this is a good one. If you're just learning the strat, this is a 2-2 reversal, and now you're just trying to trade it back up to previous high, which would be right there. Let's put this one on the watch list because it's not always about the big boys. It's about learning how to do it and doing it right. Rig is a good one. Matter of fact, you could buy this one pre-market if you wanted to, in my opinion. Rivian, isn't this something how they just run it to resistance, sell it off, run it to resistance, sell it off? But this one is set up for a 2-2 reversal on this. So let's go ahead and put an alert at 14.94. Look at that. I think that's a 3-bar from yesterday. Let's see, 1501. Nope, it went 2-2. So it truly is a 2-2 reversal. If that's the case, look at this. You could take this back up to 1566, possibly gap fill. This is a good one for people learning how to trade the strat. Rocket doing nothing. Roku is one that looks like it wants to go higher. I'm in this trade. Went 2-2 reversal, hit target. We'll see if it follows through. Looks like it's going to possibly gap up here a little bit. So if that's the case, your next target on this would be right there's the magnitude. Right there. Let's see if we can get up there. Starbucks trying to go lower. Schwab, lower. Shop trying to reverse, right? So let's look at Shop for a 2-2 reversal. Looks something like that. Shop long term looks pretty good. This is getting a little wide and loose for me though on the weekly. So we'll see what happens. That matters to me as well, but it is what it is. We'll just look at this. Silver gapping up a little bit. Talked about the silver play yesterday. I actually got into this because I liked how we came down here. This was our previous low right here. And you can see how we took that out and then we reversed, consolidated, and now we're trying to move back up. Try to trade this thing all the way back up here. This is your magnitude on this trade. Or if you want, you can trade it to here or the gap fill. Multiple targets on this thing. Multiple targets. Snap is still good. 2-2 reversal on this. A little extended on the 10. SoFi, just amazing how this thing ran right to target. And now we're set up for a 2-2 reversal. So SoFi is one that you want to watch today. Nice little squeeze, and hopefully we'll get a nice run down too, but it looks like it's gapping up, but that doesn't mean squat. Just because we gap up, that doesn't mean we won't crap. SQ, right to resistance. Seagate trying to reverse. T, this is what I'm the one that I'm short. If this retakes to 10 by the end of the day, I will get out of this. I still think this is nothing more than a TTO, but again, doesn't matter what I think. We only care about what it does. Look at Target and how they're trying to get out of this thing. Tesla. Tesla hit Target yesterday. Congrats to those who traded it. Nice run, Russ, run. Under Armour. I took this trade and then I quickly got out of it. It just has no juice. Stay out of this one. United Airlines is set up for a potential reversal. This is a good one to know about if we take out this low right here. 47.05. So overall, you can see we have a good mix of longs and shorts going into the day. That's what I always like to look at. Uber looks really good. This triggered yesterday. I'm in Uber long term. This is another condo play for me. UNP, yuck. UPS, yuck. Upstart hit target, filled the gap. Congrats to those who held. Yuck. Yuck. VZ is trying to bounce off this level of support. This is another $100 or $1,000 condo play. Just stay in it. Nice dividend in Verizon too, by the way. Walgreens is trying to, might go lower even. Watch that one. Oh, let's see. Wells Fargo, typical bank. Walmart is interesting. Hasn't been able to take the 10 back. Now set up for 2-2 reversal. So set an alert for Walmart to possibly go lower. And almost done here. XLF trying to bounce higher. If it gets above the 10 here, this would be a decent play back up to 33. It triggered in yesterday. Zom tried to take the 10 again yesterday and sold off. Yum, look at the move on Yum, 2-2 reversal. And that is it. Moral of the story is if you're short right now, you're probably going to get smoked. That's just my opinion, but hopefully you got something out of all this. And I know this video was a little bit longer than normal, but thank you for joining, and we'll see you on the trading floor.